Good morning, teachers, parents, and pupils. Welcome to Valenzuela Live Mathematics 6. Once again, I am Sir Nick M. Cuerpo from Coloong Elementary School, and I will be your FB Live teacher for today. We are still on quarter 1, week 7, and for today's lessons, you are going to, number 1, divide whole numbers by decimals up to 2 decimal places and vice versa. Number 2, divides decimals or mixed decimals up to 2 decimal places. So are you ready now? Come and join me once again, and we will discover the amazing world of mathematics. For our first activity called PPE. I know what you're thinking. It is not personal protective equipment. PPE stands for pick, pair, and equation. Pick a number, then pair to the given factor to complete the equation. I will be giving you 10 seconds to answer. Timer will start when I say PPE, go. You may type in your answer in our comment box. So are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1, blank times 7 tenths equals 42 hundredths. PPE, go. Time's up. The correct answer is 6 tenths. Next. Number 2, 9 times blank equals 10 and 800. 8 10 and 8 tenths. PPE, go. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is 1 and 2 tenths. Next. Number 3, blank times 3 tenths equals 300. PPE, go. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is 1,000. Next. Number 4, 841 times blank equals 8 and 41 hundredths. PPE, go. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is 100. Next. Number 5, blank times 1 and 8 tenths equals 3 and 6 tenths. PPE, go. Time's up. The correct answer is 2. Now, there are various representations of division, such as writing division in horizontal form. 80 divided by 3, wherein 18 is your dividend and 3 is your divisor. The second representation is the long method or the long division, where the number inside, which is 18, is the dividend, and the number outside is your divisor. The third representation is in terms of fraction, where the fraction bar represents the division sign. And 18 is the dividend, and 3 is the divisor. Whatever representation it is, it will always give the same quotient, which is 6. I will now discuss to you on how to divide whole number by a decimal. What is the quotient of 15 divided by 5 tenths? Let us have the two representation of the problem. What did you notice about the divisor? Correct. It is a decimal number. So if that is the case, the first thing to do is to make the divisor a whole number by multiplying the divisor by a whole number with the power of 10. Okay, we're going to multiply 5 tenths by 10 since our divisor has one decimal place. So 5 tenths times 10 equals 5. Since we multiply our divisor by 10, we will also multiply our dividend by 10. So 15 times 10 equals 150. Another way to make the divisor a whole number is by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend one place to the right. So we'll now have 150 divided by 5. So the next thing to do is to divide as whole numbers. We are going to use the DMSB strategy, wherein D is divide, M is to multiply, S for subtract, and B for bring down. Let's do it. So 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Then multiply, 3 times 5 equals 15. Then subtract, 15 minus 15 equals 0. And then bring down. Bring down 0. Then repeat the process. 0 divided by 5 is 0. Then multiply, 0 times 5 equals 0. Then subtract, 0 minus 0 equals 0. Now, let us check our answer. We all know that division is an opposite of multiplication. We can use this idea to check our answer by multiplying our quotient to the given divisor, which is 30 times 5 tenths. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 equals 15. Then check how many decimal places will be in the final product. Correct. There will be one decimal place. So our answer or our product is equal to the given dividend, which is 15. So we can say 15 divided by 5 tenths equals 30 equals to 150 divided by 5 equals 30. Let's have another example. What is the quotient of 78 divided by 4 hundredths? Okay, let's put 78 inside as our dividend and 4 hundredths as our divisor. Then, do the step 1. Since our divisor is a decimal number, so we're going to make the divisor a whole number by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend 2 places to the right. So we'll now have 7,800 divided by 4. Step 2, divide as whole numbers. 7 divided by 4 equals 1. 1 times 4 equals 4. Then subtract 7 minus 4 equals 3. Then bring down 8. Then repeat the process. 38 divided by 4 equals 9. 9 times 4 equals 36. Then 38 minus 36 equals 2. Then bring down 0. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 5 times 4 equals 20. Then subtract 20 minus 20 equals 0. Then bring down 0. 0 divided by 4 equals 0. 0 times 4 equals 0. Then 0 minus 0 equals 0. So our answer, when 78 divided by 400 equals 1,950. So are you ready for this activity? I will be giving you 45 seconds to answer. Please type in your answer in our comment box. You can do it. Of course, you can do it. Timer starts now. Time's running out. Okay, time's up. It's time to check your answer. Okay, move the decimal point of the dividend and the divisor once. Place to the right. Then divide. 6 divided by 4 equals 1. 1 times 4 equals 4. Then 6 minus 4 equals 2. Bring down 0. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 minus 20 equals 0. So the answer for letter A is 15. Next, let's proceed to letter B. So move the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend 2 places to the right. So we now have 1,200 divided by 5. Let's divide. 12 divided by 5 equals 2. 2 times 5 equals 10. Then 12 minus 10 equals 2. Bring down 0. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. 4 times 5 equals 20. 20 minus 20 equals 0. Then bring down 0. 0 divided by 5, 0. 0 times 5 equals 0. Then subtract. 0 minus 0 equals 0. So our answer is 240. Okay. Let's have another problem. What if you are asked to divide a decimal or a mixed decimal by a whole number? So what is the quotient of 72 and 6/10 divided by 6? So 72 and 6/10 will be your dividend and 6 will be your divisor. Now, what did you notice with our divisor? Correct. It is already a whole number. If that is the case, the first thing to do is to place the decimal point of the quotient directly above the decimal point of the given dividend. So that's it. Next step is to divide as whole numbers. So 7 divided by 6 equals 1. 1 times 6 equals 6. Then 7 minus 6 equals 1. Bring down 2. 12 divided by 6 equals 2. Then 2 times 6 equals 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. Then bring down 6. 6 divided by 6 equals 1. 1 times 6 equals 6. Then 6 minus 6 equals 0. So the answer, when we divide 72 and 6/10 by 6, will give you 12 and 1/10. Let's have another example. What is the quotient of 24 and 6,600 divided by 12? So 24 and 66 will be our dividend, and 12 is our divisor. So what did you notice again with our divisor? Correct. It is a whole number. So place the decimal point of the quotient directly above the decimal point of the given dividend. Then divide as whole numbers. So 24 divided by 12 equals 2. 2 times 12 equals 24. 24 minus 24 equals 0. Then bring down 6. 6 divided by 12 cannot be. We cannot split 6 into 12. So we will write 0. Then multiply 0 times 12 equals 0. Then 6 minus 0 equals 6. Then bring down 6. 66 divided by 12 equals 5. 5 times 12 equals 60. Then 66 minus 60 equals 6. Okay, since there are no more number to bring down in the dividend, so we're going to affix 0 in the dividend. Then bring down. 60 divided by 12 equals 5. Then 5 times 12 equals 60. Then subtract. 60 minus 60 equals 0. Okay. So the answer is 2 and 55 thousandths. So are you ready for the next activity? Again, you can do it. Of course, you can do it. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. Let's check your answers. For letter A, 4 divided by 3 equals 1. 1 times 3 equals 3. Then 4 minus 3 equals 1. Bring down 6. 16 divided by 3 equals 5. 5 times 3 equals 15. 16 minus 15 equals 1. Then bring down 2. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 4 times 3 equals 12. Then 12 minus 12 is 0. So 46 divided by 2 tenths. 46 divided by 2 tenths by 3 will give you 15 and 4 tenths. Next, letter B. 2 divided by 5, since we cannot split 5, we cannot split 2 into 5. So our answer is 0. Then 0 times 5 equals 0. 2 minus 0 equals 0. Then bring down 5. 25 divided by 5 equals 25. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Then 5 times 5 equals 25. 25 minus 25 equals 0. Then bring down 7. 7 divided by 5 equals 1. 1 times 5 equals 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. Then bring down 0. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 5 equals 20. Then 20 minus 20 equals 0. Okay. Now, what if you are asked to divide a decimal or a mixed decimal by another decimal? For example, divide 6 and 85 hundredths divided by 5 tenths. So, what did you notice with our divisor? Correct. It is a decimal number. So, if that is the case, we are going to make the divisor a whole number by multiplying the divisor and the dividend by 10, or by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend one place to the right. So we'll now have 68 and 5 tenths divided by 5. So 6 divided by 5. Okay. Step 2, place the decimal point in the quotient directly above the given dividend. Okay. So we'll now proceed to step 3, which is divide as whole numbers. So 6 divided by 5 equals 1. 1 times 5 equals 5. Then 6 minus 5 equals 1. Bring down 8. 18 divided by 5 3. Then 3 times 5 equals 15. 18 minus 15 equals 3. Then bring down 5. 35 divided by 5 equals 7. 7 times 5 equals 35. Then 35 minus 35 equals 0. So our answer is 13 and 7/10. Let's have another example. So 8 and 712 thousands divided by 11 hundredths. So step 1, make the divisor a whole number by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend 2 places to the right. So we now have 871 and 2/10 divided by 11. Place the decimal point in the quotient directly above the decimal point of the given dividend. And then, divide as whole numbers. 87 divided by 11 equals 7. 7 times 11 equals 77. Then 87 minus 77 equals 10. 10, then bring down 1. 101 divided by 11 equals 9. 9 times 11 equals 99. 101 minus 99 equals 2. Then bring down 2. 22 divided by 11 equals 2. Then 2 times 11 equals 22. Then subtract 0. So the answer is 79 and 2/10. So, are you ready for this activity? Of course, you can do it. Go! Time's up. Let's check your answer. So 948 divided by 4. 9 divided by 4 equals 2. 2 times 4 equals 8. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Then bring down 4. 14 divided by 4 equals 3. 3 times 4 equals 12. 14 minus 12 equals 2. Then bring down 8. 28 divided by 4 equals 7. Then 7 times 4 equals 28. Now, 28 minus 28 equals 0. Letter B. 60 divided by 25 equals 2. Then 2 times 25 equals 50. 60 minus 50 equals 0. At 60 minus 50 equals 10. Then bring down 8. 108 divided by 25 equals 4. Then 4 times 25 equals 100. 108 minus 100 equals 8. Then bring down 5. 85 divided by 25 equals 3. Then 3 times 25 equals 75. 85 minus 75 equals 10. Then affix 0. 100 divided by 25 equals 4. 4 times 5 equals 100. 100 minus 100 equals 0. So the answer is 24 and 34 hundredths. Now, let's try to solve this problem in other perspective or another strategy. What is the quotient of 4 and 2/10 divided by 6/10? So I'm going to draw 4 squares and 2 smaller figures that will represent 4 wholes and 2/10. Since we are asked to divide it by 6/10, I'm going to divide each whole into 10 parts. Okay. So what decimal number is equivalent to 1 unit? Correct. 1 unit is equal to 1/10. If 1 unit is equal to 1/10, how many units do you need to make 6/10? Correct. You need 6 units to make 6/10. Now, what is the quotient of 4 and 2/10 divided by 6/10? So how many 6/10 are there? Okay, so the correct answer is 7. Okay. So remember class, in dividing whole number by decimal, make the divisor a whole number by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend to the right depending on the number of decimal places in the divisor. And then, divide as whole numbers. Affix 0 if necessary. In dividing decimal or mixed decimals by a whole number, place the decimal point of the quotient directly above the decimal point of the given dividend. Then divide as whole numbers. Affix 0 if needed. In dividing decimals or mixed decimals by another decimal, make the divisor a whole number by moving the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend to the right, depending on the number of decimal places in the divisor. Then, place the decimal point of the quotient directly above the decimal point of the given dividend. Then, divide as whole numbers. Affix 0 if needed. Okay, since that's all for today, so it's now time for your Q&A. You may type in your questions or any clarification regarding the subject or the topic that I discussed. Okay, so we got one question here from PU Elementary School. How do I know how many decimal places of my dividend will be moved? Okay, so to answer your question, the number of decimal places in the divisor will tell you how many times the decimal places of the dividend will be moved. For example, if your divisor is up to 10th place or 1 decimal place, you're going to move your dividend 1 place to the right. If your divisor is in hundredths place or 2 decimal places, you move the decimal point of the divisor and the dividend 2 places to the right. Okay? For your assignment or home learning tasks, on your module, answer the following under What's More on page 31. Try this and keep trying. Please do screenshot. Okay? So, once again, this is Sir Nick M. Cuerpo saying thank you, God bless you, and stay safe. Bye, everyone!